3,
2, 1.
Hello and welcome to yet another episode of Beers Per Minute. I am your lovely host, Mick Pettit, and
I'm
with me as
Tyler.
always is my trio who cuts in before I finish my intro. Jesus. And
Well, the
we're video
intro's-
now.
And I'm
we're
Calvin,
on video
by
now.
the way.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you have to at least wait until I finish my sentence before you just go ahead and start speaking.
Yeah,
Just
that's what
'cause.
I did. I waited.
Not last time.
I'm sorry, but the intro is different every time. So
It's
That's
like
'cause
right as it does.
We
the
don't
thing.
have a set intro that we recite, so
Yeah.
it just kind of happens.
Yeah. Just when I quit talking. Yeah, it works.
okay,
So how are you guys? How you guys doing?
good.
Good.
Yeah, good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Just good. Nothing great going on in your life.
Had a lazy week for me. Just did some yard work and house chores and played lots of video games. The usual.
Good for you.
That's always fun.
Paternity leave is the best. I love it.
Not all of us get that awesome option.
You gotta have more kids.
No. Hell no.
Well,
One
then,
and
you.
done.
then you're choosing not to have it.
I still wouldn't get paternity leave. Just
You
That's not,
would.
yeah. There's a lot more factors that go into getting that.
No, if you work more than 18 hours a week, you get paternity leave from the state. That's it.
I mean, I don't think so.
Yeah, as of January 2021.
Oh well.
What?
I had my kid 9 years ago, so
Yeah, I know.
yeah,
I'm saying
that did nothing
I'm
for
saying
me.
if you were to have more kids, you would get paternity leave. That's what I'm
Oh.
saying.
Well, I mean,
Everyone gets it now.
yeah, that doesn't. I don't think the benefits outweigh the trauma that I've already incurred from the first kid.
Yeah.
So we just had to deal with a thing at school with her. Picked her up the other day, and I noticed that her teacher's walking out with her, or with the whole class. But then she comes walking down the sidewalk, and she's all mopey and stomping. And the teacher walks over to me. Says, "So we had an issue with Riley today. At the end of the day, she was crawling around on her knees, hissing like a cat, and refusing to do her work."
Oh man.
I'm like, "Oh, okay. Well, that's new. Haven't had to deal with that yet." That was a
That
fun
sounds
thing
like
to look forward to.
like something Tyler's sister would do.
Oh, yeah.
hmm
She was yeah.
She was also a girl who wanted to be various animals.
She wanted to be an animal. Yeah.
She was the horse.
I don't
and
blame
the
her.
dog at various times.
I wish I was an animal sometimes too.
Yeah.
When
Me
I come
too.
home after work and I see that my cat has just been laying in the same spot since I left.
Mhm.
Sometimes that sounds pretty nice.
Sometimes.
Sometimes.
But
Yeah,
then when you
being
do that,
Being a cat's like staying at a 5-star all-inclusive hotel for your entire life.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Pretty much.
Any pet in general, really,
mm,
is just pampered.
Mm-hmm.
pretty much.
Yeah. Well, unless you are an abusive pet owner, and then they're not. But
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure none of us are. So.
Yeah, but for the most part, that's the life of a pet. Is a 5-star inclusive resort.
Mhm. That's
Um,
true. We love them. We kiss them. We treat them like humans.
mhm. Feed
We
them.
talk to them like humans.
And
them
then
like
they
cat
think
does
that
that.
they're humans.
My cat will yell at me, and I'll go, "What?" And she'll go, "Nah," backing in. Like, I don't understand.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
She's
our
been
cats,
annoying.
I'm pretty sure they can understand what we talk about because they always have to interject, especially when we're talking about getting a puppy. They do not like that when we talk about that.
You say puppy, they go.
Yeah, they get visibly and audibly irritated.
Nice.
That's amazing.
Mhm.
I think Jerry only gets irritated when he wants you to feed him and follow you around and yell at you.
Mm-hmm.
And the rest of the time, he doesn't acknowledge your existence.
Jerry's pretty polite.
Mhm.
Short little thing.
Yep.
Yeah.
So on the topic of kids again, when we first had Ramona, my wife was like, "All right, we're gonna have to wait like at least 2 or 3 years, like I want another one soon." Whereas I kind of wanted to get them all done and out of there so that we wouldn't have to raise kids for the longest time forever. But now, as she's like almost 3 months, Jennifer wakes up every morning and holds her and cries that she doesn't have a sibling yet. So
Oh no.
we might have to have another one next year sometime.
Oh, I mean, to each his own.
Yeah.
And,
I mean, I like kids. I wanted like 3 or 4 of them.
Oh, did you? Nice.
Yeah.
Like when we got pregnant, we had just recently talked about, we'll give it 5 years and then we'll talk about it. Then it was like a week later, like, hey, surprise.
Yeah.
I like being Uncle Tyler.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Being uncle is nice.
Uncle is awesome.
I was that for a while. And then,
I think it depends on being an uncle is awesome if the other people raise the kid well. Being an uncle when the kid's a brat is not as fun.
I mean,
it can still be fun.
Because you can be the guy that lays the law down of like, they're hellions with their parents, but when they go over to uncle's house, they are the most polite children. They don't get into things.
Maybe.
Or you can instigate them to be like terrible and and then send them back home to their parents.
Yeah, that's always fun.
You can be the bad influence.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Got it. I guess Ramona's never staying at your house.
It's like when Riley went to stay with my brother, it was last year, I think. She came home and her legs were all like drawn up like a sleeve on her leg. Because my brother's an artist, so they just sat around one night just drawing on each other. We're like, what is this? I'm like, it's my tattoos. They'll wash off in a week.
That's
yeah.
I like that a lot.
It's pretty funny. Oh, I saw a person putting fake tattoos on a hairless cat the other day. So awesome.
Oh yeah?
I think I saw a video of that on Instagram, yeah.
Yeah, just putting them all like all up and down his arm.
I'm surprised the cat would stand still for it.
I mean, usually they're pretty docile. You can just kind of hold them and touch them and do whatever.
Yeah.
I feel like you'd have to almost have one person holding and then one person drawing though, because like
no, it was like
no. It was fake tattoo, temporary.
Like
so there
like
wasn't
those,
they were drawing. They actually just plastered them on.
Yeah, like those ones you get out of the dollar machines or whatever at the store.
Okay, that makes more sense.
Man, that brings back some memories.
Dollar store tattoos.
Yeah.
Quarter machines. Oh, dang, this one's 50 cents. It's got to be better. Nope, just as crappy.
But it was in colors. Wasn't just black.
That is right.
Yep. My parents would get us during the summer. They'd get us ones that were like water activated. So you would stick it to your arm like a sticker, and then you jump in the pool, and the paper would come off, and the tattoo would be on your arm.
Oh, that's weird.
We always used a wet rag. We would put the thing on our arm and then cover it with a wet rag for 5 minutes and then take it off. Yeah.
Yeah, I remember they were cool, like water activated that we didn't have to worry about. Like it was just wherever we wanted them, and then we went. We had some too. So that we got these squirt guns one time that came with a bunch of water soluble tattoos.
Oh,
you'd put the tattoos on your body, and then like you'd like not wear a shirt or whatever, and put them on your chest and your arms. And then with the squirt gun, you could squirt the tattoos off. And so, like at the end of the day, we see who still had tattoos on them. To, like,
who was the king of the hill?
That was another cool thing we did. I remember.
That's pretty fun.
Did
you guys? Oh, good.
I was going to say one time my grandma got in trouble because she got us. They were supposed to be tattoo markers, like specifically for fake tattoos. And so me and my cousins were really little, and I decided I wanted face tattoos. And I'd seen it on movies and stuff that like the guys with the teardrop tattoos, and so I drew like teardrop tattoos, and my parents were like, that's not okay, and then it wouldn't wash off. So I had teardrop tattoos for a long time. I was like 9.
Yeah. Had to not roam the streets of Shelton for a while.
Yeah.
That stuff works really well too, because I used it to brighten my guitar I have on my arm because it's really light now. So I just want to try it, and I'm like, man, this makes it like I took a Sharpie to it. Looks like when I first got it done. It looks nice. Those are fun. I think I got it at Marshall's or not. Yeah, Marshall or Michael's. Michael's, not Marshall's. Michael.
Michelle's.
Yeah, Michelle's.
Michelle.
So I had a cool incident at work today. I was cleaning some carpets with our Cymex machine, low moisture cleaning thing, and going along there, and it kind of stopped. So I thought, like, oh, there must be something wrong with the plug. So I turned it off and went and unplugged it. It was a little bit warm, so I was like, oh, okay, it must be that spot. So I went and plugged it in a different spot. It's working just fine for a good couple minutes, and then it stopped again. So then I reached down and I touched the cord, and it went BAP! Sparks and smoke, and scared me half to death.
Your cord exploded?
I have a moth trying to kill me here. Yeah, like right at the base of it, it just like scared me half to death.
Like right where it comes into the machine, or like just
like
in the middle of the cord somewhere?
right up to where it goes into the machine, like where my hands are. It just starts shooting sparks.
Jeez.
And yeah, scared me half to death. So we went and took it apart. Easy little fix. Somehow the cord got like this itty bitty little cut in it, and when I moved it, it just arced it, and it just, oh man, that's fun. Gets your heart pumping.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
Electrical wires can be delicate sometimes.
Mm-hmm. Ooh, I don't have a beer yet or something.
Yeah, that's like most of the issues that I find in my job when we get called out to fix something. Like either someone terminated the wires just a little bit too loose, and so like they're just close enough to arc, or like one got crimped a little bit too tight around a metal box, and so it's like a little tiny, like a hairline cut in the insulation or whatever. It's just, wires are delicate. You gotta be careful with them.
Yeah.
Very. Like the electricity is one of those things that scares the crap out of me. That's
yeah.
Even if it's off, I'm like, ah.
Yeah, it's like a gun. You just gotta treat it like it's always loaded, like it's always on. I went and did one job when I was an electrical apprentice, and it was a weird thing. I got called. Their kitchen oven would, when they were preheating it, it would work for 20 minutes and then it would stop, and then when it cooled down, it would work again, but then it would stop. And so I went over there, I pulled the oven out, and I saw that the plug in the back in the wall, it was an electric oven, and the plug was busted. And so what would happen is, as the oven was preheating, the current running through the wires, because it create electricity as friction, and then that makes the wires heat up. And so they would heat up and move just enough to where it would break contact, and then the oven would stop working.
Wow.
And so I just replaced the plug, and it fixed it.
Nice. My brother had something like that in his building too.
Yeah. So like if you're working on wires and stuff, you always have to account for the expansion and the contraction of when you're using the wire, they'll heat up and they'll actually like start to move around a little bit. So you don't want to like secure them too tightly, but also you have to secure them, otherwise they'll start moving around and do damage.
Right.
I replaced. Sorry.
That's fine.
You
go ahead. No, my brother had a spot in his, like his heaters would come on, but then they would make the weird noise and all these things. And he replaced the breaker box, and he finally had to get some people to come out and look at it. And it was his thermostat. Like it on the outside looked totally fine, didn't smell burnt or anything, but inside was just like a charred mound. And somehow it was still working.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
When we bought this house, I replaced most of the outlets and light switches in it, and I probably got zapped like 6 times before I decided to carry around with me a little thing that I could plug into it, because the the way that my house is wired is really weird. Like none of the lights are hooked to the same places as other outlets, and it's like so you turn off the breaker, the whole room goes dark, everything turns off, and then like but that one outlet in the corner for some reason is hooked to the next room, and so like I got zapped probably 5 or 6 times by my house until my hands started getting sore, and I was like, all right, I'm gonna go find something to just plug into it, and they're like, all right, it turned on, not that breaker, wrong breaker, because I was not enjoying myself.
They make that little plug thing. You plug it in, and the light comes on if it's on or off. Green
Yeah,
if it's hot, red if it's hot, green if it's not.
I have little wireless outlets basically that you plug into an outlet, and then it turns it into a smart outlet.
Yeah.
So I just brought one of those around with me, and I plug it in. If the lights turned on, I knew it was still alive.
There you go. That's the more expensive way of doing the same thing.
Yeah,
it is. Although I don't know, because those pieces you get them from Home Depot or whatever, and they're expensive too sometimes.
Yeah, I mean, I already had them, so I just go in and found one, and that's what I used to not get zapped anymore. Because that my hat made my hand really sore for no reason.
Well, I mean, there was a reason because you were electrocuting your flesh.
I worked it out. Real hard.
So we have a local Mexican restaurant here that's been here since I was little. Known the people forever. Awesome food called Las Maracas. The main guy that owns it, Pedro, he makes his own tequila. And I just found this out like a couple years ago. And he makes it usually out of pomegranates. And I asked, like, oh, could I have a little taste of it? And he's like, oh, yeah, sure, I'll give you some. So he gave me a bottle of it, and it was delicious. Like some of the best tequila. Like just suck it down. So I went and got food from there the other day, and I asked if he'd been making any tequila in a while. And he, again, like, yeah, I made some new stuff. Would you like to try it? Sure. So he gave me a bottle of strawberry tequila.
He's even got a label on it and everything.
Well, that's the old one. But like, I haven't even tasted it yet because I figured I would taste it on the show. When he gave it to me, I'm like, ooh, that's gonna be good. But it smells delicious. Oh, it smells so good. And he said, you drink it straight. Oh, I will. I'll bring that with us. He said you can either drink it just straight or you pour it over ice. So I'm just gonna pour a little bit in my cup here.
I think over ice is still straight.
I mean,
it is.
But you're diluting. Ooh, oh man.
So you can drink it neat or on the rocks.
Yeah,
exactly.
Oh,
it smells delicious.
It's funny that he didn't say you can also make a margarita with it. It's like, no, drink it by itself.
Well, it's basically already a margarita because I got strawberries in it. So it's a homemade strawberry margarita already.
That's oh my god, that's delicious.
Yeah. So I'm gonna bring some of my mead that I saved for you.
Oh, cool.
Yes. Next week, and then you can bring some of that, and Tyler will just bring a hat to wear.
Yep. I think over on the rocks would be phenomenal with this because I had it in the fridge. I've had it sitting out for a little bit. Ice cold.
But do you dilute it with water?
It's not going to last that long. Once you taste it, it's not going to last that long.
Because I have actual like rocks that I freeze.
There you go.
So it doesn't dilute it.
Yeah,
it just
I had to get some of those.
Yeah, that would work perfect. This stuff is it's delicious.
Oh, nice. And then it would literally be on the rocks.
Yeah, there you go.
Next time you see him, be like, "Hey, I have some friends who want to try your tequila too. Can I have more bottles?"
I mean, I got to do something. I got to make something for him, or just give him $20 or something like that because he's such a generous guy too. But because I wasn't even expecting another bottle because I was expecting like a little shot because I went.
Yeah, when you say try some, it's like maybe like a mason jar of it or something.
A taste of it,
or here's a drink. No, this guy have a bottle. But
that would probably make a really good daiquiri.
He must make a lot of it if he can just give out bottles. That's the thing. Like
he uses the gallon wine bottles to store it in.
Well, that's what I use that to make my mead. But like 1 gallon goes fast. Like if I were to fill that bottle with my mead, I would be half the bottle.
Right, but also this is like 40% or higher. So you do have that to consider. Because if you drink half a bottle of a 40%, you're.
I just mean how much he's given you. Fun. Like if he only made a gallon of it and he gave you a 750 ml bottle of it, like that's most of what he made. So I'm thinking he must make a lot in order to give out bottles of it.
Yeah, he likes like batches of it. It's real good. So I got some other cool stuff too. So North Jetty Brewing down in Long Beach is where I was working today. We decided to stop there on the way home because long stinking day.
Long day at Long Beach.
Yeah. And rainy.
It was
Washington weather
today.
Just
it was great from inside my house.
Yeah. So I got a couple of their things. One of their new ones is the Spirit Fingers IPA. Really good. And then it's she didn't put the percentage on it. This one's like 6.9, I think. And then
nice.
I got the Honorable Mention, which is one of their new ones too. This is a what is it?
So it's not their best one though.
Well,
it's just an honorable mention.
Yeah. The best one comes only out in December. That's their double IPA. That one's Graveyard of the Pacific. That one's delicious. This one is a like 7.1. This one's really good too. But then this one is a mixture of two of their beers. They have their Northern Lights, or their North Head IPA, which is 7.7, and then their Lights Out, which is an 8.8. So they mix those together and they make Northern Lights. This is delicious. So I think this is the one I'm going to be drinking tonight for the moment.
Awesome.
Also picked up, plug the local guys, some 5 years from now from Wildman.
Nice.
And this one is from Mount Olympus Brewing in Aberdeen. This is their Myths and Legends IPA. It's a cold IPA.
That's cool.
Yeah, that's pretty good. Yeah, that's how you describe it. Cold IPA. I think maybe they brewed it cold or something. I don't know.
Like an ice brewed IPA?
That's my thought. I don't know. The only thing that is...
or does it have like spearmint in it or something?
No. Gross. That does not sound... Ew. That's like drinking orange juice after you brush your teeth. No.
Yeah.
This says that a cold IPA is basically just an IPA that's fermented at lower temperatures than normal.
Okay, so that's like an ice brewed beer then, because it's just lower than normal. But it's delicious. So go check Wildman out and Mount Olympus Brewing out and North Jetty Brewing in Long Beach.
Check out all the breweries.
All those places. All those awesome places.
I'm not supporting a local brew today. I have some Dragon's Tooth stout.
That's a good one.
It is really good.
I just have my basic rum and lemonade and then the tequila that my dad got me.
Nice.
What tequila was that?
It was the one from Alaska. I featured it last.
I thought that
was vodka.
Yeah. You said that was vodka.
It was vodka. I misspoke. Vodka. Not tequila. It's vodka. I swear.
Okay.
That's a pretty clear tequila.
I mean,
it could be a
silver
tequila.
Yeah. But no, it's vodka. My brain was not thinking about it correctly. Probably because of the vodka.
Had to clean the glass.
You got to clean the palate.
I had to put some water in it, clean the tequila out of it before I pour my beer in it.
There you go.
Because like a true
savant.
True, yeah.
Savant.
like a fancy person.
I'm not a smart man, but I know you got to clean the glass before you switch drinks.
Come on, Jenny, clean the glass.
I love clean glasses.
You guys ever just sit around and just do voices? Just like have a conversation with yourself, but like switch up the voices, like hardcore to it.
Not out loud.
Sometimes by myself in front of a mirror, but no one else ever sees me do it.
Oh, it's so fun.
Sometimes I'll do one at a time, but never like.
Yeah,
if I'm talking to myself at work, sometimes I'll just say things to remember as I walk from the saw or I'll measure something and then I'll say it over and over again, like the numbers that I'm supposed to remember, because you can't write it down. That's just not cool. It's like a barista that doesn't that takes notes when you order. Like, coffee's gonna be bad.
Yeah, unless it's like a good hole in the wall diner where the person's been there forever, and she will never forget your order at all.
Well, yeah, because then
you're good.
Yeah, but she doesn't write it down.
That's what I mean. Then you're good because she's been there forever.
Tyler's saying if they write it down, they're not going to make it good because they're new.
Yeah.
Oh, you're saying if they write it down.
If they have to write it down, then they don't know what they're doing.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay, I get.
So like, if you have to write your number down, you don't know what you're doing.
Yeah. No, you're a poser.
Either that, or you're just doing it, because everything is totally different. So you got to do it one cut at a time.
Yeah.
Or you're dyslexic.
Or that.
Dyslexic.
But yeah. So I'll do like a weird voice when I say it to myself sometimes. Yeah. But
how weird? Come on, give us a preview.
I don't know. It just comes naturally. I can't force it.
Tell me a number, Tyler.
You don't throw like a good old like Southern drawl on there and like.
No, it usually has something to do with something I heard earlier that day. And I didn't listen to anything today, so
mine usually turn into like memes or something.
That off. I apologize.
You're fine. I listened to the latest Always Sunny, and you're good. We're good. All right. It was so good. Man.
Yeah. They had to stop and start over the next day.
Wasn't sunny that episode.
And then Glenn was not there too.
and then one of them wasn't even there.
And Charlie had to be really quiet the first one too because he was the only one up because his wife has COVID. So he's like being real quiet. And even like in one of the ad reads, he's like, "And it's so exciting." So I'm looking into that. We're looking into some possible ad stuff. I don't know if
really?
I caught it.
Nice. Don't open your hand to show us. No, now he's gonna get away.
No. He just walked out. Look at him. Look at that cute little guy. He's a little moth.
Okay, take it outside.
Smash him.
Oh, he's good. It's a moth. He's fine.
Crush his skull.
Now he's just gonna keep buzzing around and annoying you.
Yeah, I say. I mean, I caught him, so I just established my dominance. So
now
when I catch a bug, it goes like this, and then the bug is no longer alive.
That's disgusting.
Push the bug.
But then that's gross on your hand.
I just wipe it on something.
Like your child,
like your wife.
I love you, honey.
Yep. That's what I do.
So, have you guys listened to the Power Paladin album that I mentioned I got?
No.
You guys have not.
What's a Power Paladin?
Oh my god. It is the most awesomest power metal that I've heard in a long time. They're from Iceland. So good. Like, have you ever had an album that you've heard the first 30 seconds of? Like, you never even heard them at all. First 30 seconds and you knew you had to buy that album?
Yeah.
No.
Really? You've never had that, Tyler? But you have.
I don't normally buy it, though. It's normally like I hear 30 seconds of a TikTok song and then I go download the entire artist on Apple Music.
Oh, well, I'm talking about like going into it, like actually hearing it for the first, like, you don't even know what it is, and then just picking it up and being like, oh, this is, physical thing. I don't record store got it.
Never have I had to go buy the album because I heard it.
Well, I mean,
I will listen to the whole album, but
you're not old enough
never
to buy albums physically.
Oh man, I need to go buy that.
Well, I mean, I was at the store when I heard it, so it wasn't like I just heard it and then like, oh, I have to go get it. I was flicking through some of the new arrivals at a record store up in Seattle, and it was Power Paladin, awesome, just epic dragon, and looks like there's a wizard and some knights and somebody on a horse. And so I asked one of the guys about it, and he's like, "Oh, I mean, it's amazing." So we'll play a snippet for you. First 30 seconds, I had to buy it. There was no way I could not buy this. It is so good. It's just like, have you guys heard of Glory Hammer?
No.
I'm not a huge fan of metal music in general.
It's power metal though, so it's a little different. It's not like screamy, and it's like good, fast, and very epic, and like a lot of. Oh, hello, person. Come on. Okay, go ahead.
Like a Viking soundtrack.
No,
but
more of just very epic, like
It's epic.
Just real epic lyrics, and you can like feel the like get you pumped.
No,
man, it's so good. It's one of those ones that I could not pass up. And
you'll have to play it for us.
Yeah, you'll have to play some for us.
So here's the thing. I messaged them and let them know that I bought their album and how I thought it was awesome and how we were going to talk about it. And they gave me permission to put it at the end of this episode. Okay. So after the credits, or at the very end anyways, instead of Dusty Cubby this time, you're going to hear some Power Paladin.
Okay.
And it is amazing. So make sure you guys stick around for that, audience.
Mm-hmm.
Give them a love.
This audience you have to listen to the whole thing. You can't skip ahead.
No. You have to listen to the whole thing.
No, they're just going to go to the last 30 seconds and be like, all right, let's see what these Power Paladins are about.
I mean, they're awesome. They're so good. And like I've been listening to it every couple days at least, at least one or two songs, just because it's very motivating. And their lyrics are it's really good storytelling in it and everything too.
Okay.
It reminds me of like the old like early 70s like psychedelic stuff like that too, where it was every song was just a whole story. Like the whole album was one continuous story. It wasn't just like, oh, this is a metal song and this song's about this, and it actually was continuous.
Like Tenacious D?
I mean, yeah.
Except they're not 70s.
No, I mean, they're getting close.
They do tell stories in their songs.
But their music isn't 70s.
It's true. The guys are amazing though.
Is it anything like Dio or
Dio?
Dio, however you say it.
Dio. I mean,
Dio.
I thought you were a real musician, Tyler. Everybody knows Dio.
I don't know. I've heard it both ways.
I just know that Dio is the microphone that has two ears on it for ASMR people.
Oh, really?
That's different.
It's a box like this big, and then each of the microphones is the shape of an ear on each side of it. And so people who do ASMR can they do things to the ear. It's called a Dio.
I don't know how comfortable I am with that.
It's a Dio microphone.
That's kind of.
It's just a left and a right.
Yeah, it's a fancy left and right
in the shape of an ear.
Yeah,
that's I mean,
yep.
I guess if you're doing ASMR, that's kind of that's your demographic you're going for. So, that pops up on my TikTok and stuff every now and then. Somebody just like scraping stuff on like their nails on the microphone. I'm like, ugh, I can't. No, not that.
That's not good.
Mm-mm.
That's really bad. I don't like
ASMR on TikTok doesn't make any sense either, because most people watch TikTok on mobile. And ASMR is not designed for mobile; it's designed for headphones. So
it's just to look at my channel.
Mm-hmm.
That's silly.
Yeah. Well, I guess I listen to or I watch TikTok usually. I'm with headphones in for the most part. Yeah, because I usually have headphones in because I don't want to disturb everybody.
I don't normally watch stuff on my phone with headphones. I normally just
So, anything else interesting?
I don't know. We got some guests that we have to do next week, which will be fun.
Mm-hmm.
I had some big week. I had to message Jeremiah Hughes too just the other day and be like, "Hey, we're still good for the 17th, right?" And he's like, "Oh yeah, we're all good."
Who is this?
Right.
Yeah.
Well, and that's the thing is my anxiety was kicking in because I was like, "Man, I haven't been in the guest scheduling game in a long time." So I'm like, "Oh crap."
Yeah.
But he's all good. We got Jason. It's all good too. I also like Marcus Hellinger. He's awesome. And if people know that name, it's from the Nerd Buzz podcast. They haven't done one in a while, but they were really good. Some good friends that I met when I first started podcasting. Yeah, good guys.
Lots of guests.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And we have to make sure we properly introduce them this time.
Oh yeah. I mean, Asher is fine.
Asher didn't count as a guest. He was like an add-on.
He counts.
That's why it's that's why it's with Asher, not featuring Asher. He broke his toes last night, 2 of them.
What?
We were talking, and he kicked a box he forgot that was on the floor. Broke 2 of his toes.
Ouch.
Yeah, it's like
he thought it was empty and it was full, or something.
He just said he forgot the box was there, and just probably went for
that sucks.
Heel strike, and bam,
a heel strike.
Well, I mean, it's funny how much force your feet have when you're in mid stride and not thinking about it.
It hurts.
Like you can really do some damage to your feet just by bumping into stuff, just walking normally, not like
or a small dog or a child.
Yeah.
Do some damage.
Really, just reminds me of children, Calvin. Just saying.
If they get in my way, then they can be coming to them.
Goal.
A friend of mine, when him and his wife first got married, they were in a really small cabin, and they didn't really have space for a table, so they had just like a bar with some stools on the end of their kitchen. Excuse me. And they didn't have a master bedroom, so they just had like a bedroom, and then they had to walk across the house to get to the bathroom. And so in the middle of the night, one night, he got up to use the bathroom and was walking through, and one of them had forgot to push the stool back into its little area up against the counter. And so as he was walking past it, his little toe caught one of the legs and broke it. And it was like, poink, like totally sideways. And he was like, dang it. Oh, yeah. Bummer.
Gosh,
man.
Darn it.
But then he was trying to get his wife to like pull it straight, and she was like, no, I'm not going to do that. And he's like, come on, just do it. It needs to be done. And she's like, no, I'm taking you we're going to the hospital. We're going to see the doctor. And the doctor saw it, and he laughed when they told him that story. He was like, yeah, I didn't want to come here, but my wife wouldn't pull the toes. And he laughs, and he's like, oh man, if she would have done that, it probably would have come off in her hand.
Oh God. Oh, that's so unsettling to think about.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Because all that was holding it there was the skin.
Yeah.
So the doctor like pushed it back, put it in, into the right position carefully, but he was like, yeah, you don't want to pull on that to get it straight.
No,
because there's like nothing holding it there.
You'd be wanting to pull it back straight again. It depends on what exactly is broken, but yeah, you don't want to. You're not pulling away from the foot with it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's like, there's not much to the little toe, so like if it breaks like that, don't pull it because it'll just come off.
Yeah,
and then you'll be out of toe.
Yeah,
and your pinky and your big toe are very essential
for balance. Yep.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Which I don't understand because my pinky toes are stupid. I hate them so much.
You have bad balance?
I mean, not really, but my toes are just stupid. They just curl under weirdly on my pinky toes. My mom's do the same thing. I don't know why, but it just I can get rid of it. I don't care about it.
Yeah. Usually, if I hit something with my feet, my toes curl. They don't go sideways. Also.
Yeah, but if you're like swinging your foot, and like you just catch the edge of something, it would just like catch it and pull it.
Yeah. Ugh. Ow. It's like watching old skate videos. Guys fall. I think the worst one I ever saw, the dude, he was doing inline, and he lit off of a rail, and he hit like that on the ground and popped right there, snapped right there. That bone was just sticking out. Wasn't no blood or anything, but it was just sticking out. Ugh.
Yeah. Yeah, there's like those videos, skating videos, weightlifting. Sometimes they'll have like crazy ones. And I think the worst one I saw was a video of these two guys arm wrestling.
I know exactly which one you're talking about.
Just snapped right mid bicep.
You see it just go bap.
Yeah, it was loud, like this loud snap, and then his arm flops over.
My wife can't watch any of those videos at all. If she thinks if she's watching a workout or arm wrestling or any kind of video and she thinks there might be some sort of broken limb happening, she has to stop watching it. Like she cannot watch bones being broken.
No.
Who is it that,
Nor should anybody want to.
I'm fine with it. It doesn't bother me.
Do you guys know that one UFC fighter? He's an Irish guy. I think it's McGregor. He's like one of the famous ones. I can't remember his name.
I only know him from like the weird commercials that he's in.
Yeah,
he was in like Connor or something.
I think
Conor McGregor.
That might be the one I'm thinking of. But he recently had a fight not too long ago, and he went for a kick on the guy, but when he kicked him, he snapped his shin, and you see it too in his leg, and then he stepped back down on his foot, and you see it like. But then, even though he lost because of that, he was on the mic just talking smack to the guy, just hardcore.
Yeah.
Sitting here with a snap leg and just going at it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I saw a video like that too, where the guy went to like sweep the feet, and but then his leg just ended up wrapping around the other guy's leg.
I don't think bones are supposed to bend like that.
No, it looked like a wet noodle, just kind of like it looked super painful,
like a car on a telephone pole.
It's crazy how strong your bones are, but then just certain things can make them break.
Like teeth too.
Yeah.
Bones are kind of a little bit rubbery and flexible too.
Yeah. My cousin was a basketball player in high school, and their coach went to pass a ball to somebody during practice, and the guy like nothing weird was going on. They were just like, running drills or whatever. And at the end of it, they have to pick up all the stuff, put it away. And so the coach passes him a ball, and he just steps slightly weird, just like went to jump to catch it because it was just a little bit away from him, and he jumped and twisted slightly, and it like spiral fractured his femur.
Oh,
just like shattered it, and he had to have surgery.
It's just bone just turned to dust in his legs.
Basically, yeah. And it was just like a weird thing.
It was just a weak point.
Yeah.
Yeah, just some weird little thing.
That's like my brother jumping over a 2-foot bush and breaking his leg.
Yeah, I remember that. But the worst thing about that,
to land wrong.
The worst thing about that is when he re-broke it halfway through it healing.
Yeah, that was just, he was wearing socks on a hardwood floor with a broken leg. It was not smart. It was not a good decision.
No.
Came around a corner and just re-broke it. Cats and everything.
That's what we call it, a ID10T problem.
Yeah.
Oh man. Yeah, all this stupid stuff I've done, never broke a bone.
Yeah,
I'm very, very thankful for that. Very, very thankful. Did you guys know about Dave Grohl's book he wrote?
No.
Storyteller. Bobby's been listening to it because he also did the audio book for it, so it's him telling it.
Okay.
It's real good.
Is it?
I mean, yeah, Dave Grohl is probably one of my favorite musicians because of his like knowledge of everything and the way he views music. There was a post a long time ago on Facebook that he did an interview, and he was talking about how you view what you do. Like, even if you're out there playing music for 1,000 people, everybody hates it. They aren't into it, but one person after the show comes up to you and says, "Hey, I really enjoyed it." That makes it all worth it. And the fact that you're not doing it to get the crowd's reaction or, to get something back from them, you're doing it for you. And that's how he views all of his music, is I'm doing it because I love doing this. And I don't care if anybody else likes it. I'm the one doing it. I love playing this music. It's such good advice to actually think about, especially even doing stuff like this. Like me even reaching out to Dusty Cubby or Power Paladin. Like, I would never have done that.
Yeah.
And all I did was just ask a question. My dad always said, if you don't ask, the answer's always no. And that's pretty much how it is.
Yeah.
You just have to be confident in yourself. Because what are they going to say? No? If somebody says you suck, well, okay, in your opinion.
Yeah. Like along the lines of you miss 100% of the shots you don't take.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, and kind of like the, are they just trying to cause drama? Are they trying to start something? Stuff like that, somebody just trying to get a rise out of you. Because it was during the whole Black Lives Matter stuff, like right towards the tail end of it, there was, I think it was that one little boy that got shot. I think if you guys remember that, it was like something happened. He had an airsoft gun, and the police were running really fast when they pulled up there. Bad situation. But there was a post of these, like this group of cops in, I forget where it was at, but they were all like in riot shields and stuff. But they all had squirt guns and a big old thing of water balloons, and they were like swatting into this community of little kids and having a squirt gun fight with them. And I thought like that was such a cool thing because everybody's so afraid of the police at that moment, and like it was they were getting such a bad name, and like it's really cool to see this. Like, it
was an endearing moment.
Yeah, and like I always wave at my cops around here. It's really funny when the change of the old guard though. We got the new guys. Like, I wave at them, and they look at me like, "What are you doing?" Yeah, but I comment. I was like, "This is so nice to see." People actually enjoying, being okay with the cops. And then somebody had to come in and like, yeah, just like shooting a black kid. And like, but that has nothing to do with anything on this thing.
Yeah.
My thing was, this is such a nice thing happening. Why have to throw that in there? But I didn't let it bother me. Like, I didn't respond to it. It's like, doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do it's, if you think it's good, if you enjoy it, like your music, your whatever you're doing, do it for you. And that's kind of like this, like this isn't for anybody else. I mean, it is, but just for us.
do what you feel, basically. Don't let anybody else tell you otherwise.
Yeah, for the most part. I mean, unless it's breaking the law, then
Yeah,
you gotta follow those rules.
Yeah.
There are many rules that are not meant to be broken.
Yeah,
very. There are, and some that even if you do, it's going to be so much worse for you.
Yeah. And then there's some rules like it being illegal to carry a goldfish on a public bus or something.
That's funny. I heard about that too. There was all these weird laws that are still in place.
Wasn't there another one that was like it's illegal in this one state to eat a pickle in public?
Something like that. Yeah.
There's a few weird ones.
There was a few that were like super specific and weird.
Like one idiot did it and something bad happened. They're like, all right, it's a law now. No more.
Yeah, it offended one person for some reason. And so then they were like, we need to make this a law. And everybody's like, that's really weird. I'm never going to do that. So sure, why not?
Doesn't affect me.
It's like reading the warning labels on things of like, why do you have to say not to put this in that place?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Because obviously one person has done that.
Yeah. Why is there a warning not to put a small child in a plastic bin with the lid on?
Yeah. Yeah. Or that there's instruction manuals on the back of a Pop-Tart box. And and the first step is remove Pop-Tart from pouch.
Oh man. It's sad because I know people that have done that.
That have put the Pop-Tart still wrapped in the plastic into the toaster or into the microwave.
Oh my god!
Yeah. Not microwave, thank God.
Oh,
into the toaster.
Which I feel like the toaster's worse. Honestly,
I think the toaster is probably worse.
The microwave would just melt it, and you'd be like, "Oh man, my Pop-Tart."
There's metal on that package.
Oh, it's like aluminum.
There's a reason it's shiny. It's
tinfoil wrapper.
Yeah, and that metal makes a nice sparky in your microwave.
Yeah, but then you'd be able to like catch it and stop it, right? Like you would just open the door and take it out.
If
you put plastic wrapping in your toaster,
I do know a person who read. He looked at a package and it was a typo on the package, but it was for not a Pop-Tart, a Hot Pocket. But they added one extra zero to the time. And so he put it in. No, it was 2 extra zeros. So he put it in for an hour.
What?
And was like, it's what it says on the package. Let's go with it. And so he put it in for an hour. And the microwave broke. And when he opened it, it was like a brick of coal.
Yeah.
He nuked it.
Wow.
Literally.
Man, I had to do a smoke damage one time because this old lady put a rice snake in her microwave. You're supposed to put it in for like 10 minutes. And she did the same thing. She put it in for an hour because she hit the 0 too many times.
It's not 10 minutes.
You
would melt it.
No, it's right. It's rice.
Right, but like the sock that it's in would melt.
It depends on what. It depends on what. It's like cloth. It's like
I don't even know what a rice steak is.
I wouldn't put those in for any longer than like a minute.
Depends on your microwave too.
That's true. But like if you want it to get real hot or what you're doing with it, because it's not going to burn unless you put it in for an hour.
I was we had somebody was in our house at one time, not an intruder. They were a guest. But they had their neck was hurting and they had one of those things, and so they put it in the microwave, and we were all asleep. Amanda and I were in the bedroom in the back of the house, and I woke up and I was like, something is on fire. There's something burning. And it was like this smell that like burns your nose, like it's melting plastic and it's like something burning and smoldering and on fire. And I'm like freaking out and I'm running through the house. Like, I can't figure out what this is. I don't see anything, but something is on fire, and like she could smell it too. So I'm like, I'm not crazy, something. And so I like run outside, I grab a ladder, and I'm in the attic, like looking around, and she comes out and she's like, are you guys, do you smell something burning? And I was like, yeah, what's going on? Is there a candle or something? What's happening? She's like, yeah, I put the rice in the microwave for too long and it caught on fire, so I threw it away. I was like, oh my gosh.
That's good. Most things work pretty well. Usually keep them in the freezer for like headaches and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
They work just as good when you warm them up as when they're like, if you're sick, like you have the flu and you heat it up, like it's awesome.
First, I don't know what it is.
Yeah.
It's like a piece of cloth or it's a pillowcase filled with rice, and you sew it up and throw it in the microwave, basically. But it's like a small thing you put around your neck.
It's like a tube sock. It's like a tube sock with rice in it, basically.
I just have a
uncooked rice. That's important.
I have like a hot water bottle that does that.
Yeah.
That's a hot water bottle.
Yeah, same thing. I think
but
the
this
rice,
you don't have to
I think
fill
it
back up.
stays hot longer.
Well, this is a sealed. It's a chemical reaction. It's got a little thing in it that you click, and then
that little metal pops and then it goes
heats up. Yeah.
We have a couple of those. It was one of those impulse buys from Folk Life.
They're cool.
Bobby's, and she's used it a total of twice in the past 7 years.
My wife uses them pretty often. She likes them.
They're pretty cool because then you have to put them in boiling water
to reset it.
Yeah. Which is really weird. I don't understand how that works.
And you can freeze them too, so they can be hot or cold packs.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
That little metal thing in there, I'm like, oh, I just want to play with it. That's where my ADHD comes in.
Yeah. It's constantly setting off the hot packs. Yeah.
Yep. Constantly.
Well, I want a hot pocket too.
Ham and cheese is the best.
Yep, I agree.
And the meatball ones are the second.
I like the original ones.
What's the original one?
Like just the pepperoni and cheese.
Those are good too.
Just pepperoni pizza hot pockets.
Mm-hmm.
There was
one to go for a hot pocket. That's what I would get.
I like the ham and cheese one, and I like the pepperoni bacon one. Those are my two favorites.
I haven't had
that one's pretty good. The one that I did not like was like the barbecue pork or something like that.
That one was kind of strange.
That one's okay.
Like, it was way too sweet.
If you really want the barbecue flavor, then it's it's a hot pocket. But
it was like a piece of bread if you filled it just with barbecue sauce.
and it was like the thin slice of deli meat that they stacked and just snipped into squares and threw in there.
Yeah. It wasn't good.
It wasn't pulled pork. No.
Oh, that reminds me. I mean, I had it coming, but I went into a gas station, and they have the hot box where they'll have breakfast burritos and whatever.
You got hot box at a gas station?
Yeah. And so I went to I got the breakfast sandwich. It was like the ham and cheese sandwich. And but it was literally like they took like the thin sliced deli ham that you get in like the prepackaged stuff. They just took all of it and stuck it between two hamburger buns and then let it set under the heat lamp until it dried out. And then they put like one super thin slice of cheese and a little bit of mayonnaise on the bun. It was so bad. Like I couldn't bite all of the way through it. It was like trying to eat a pencil eraser.
Oh my God.
It was the worst.
Well, some of those are real hit and miss.
Yeah. Well, it depends on the gas station, I feel like. Like some gas stations just have garbage food, and then like the one out at Deer Creek is consistently delicious all the time. Like
it's super good.
Restaurant quality food.
Well, and then if you go there early enough, you can get their fresh donuts.
Ooh, nice.
And they're like the old fashioned style donuts, like the cake donuts. So they're like real dense, but they deep fry them so they're crispy on the outside and then warm in the middle. So good. And they have a breakfast. It's not a breakfast sandwich. It's a breakfast burger. It's really good. Yeah,
breakfast burger.
It's like a burger patty, but then they put it's basically it's just a cheeseburger, but they call it breakfast burger.
Oh, okay.
But
nothing fancy about it.
It doesn't have like pickles and onions or anything on it. It's just
like, is it like a sausage patty or something? Or
no?
Or
it's a hamburger patty instead of a sausage patty. It's a hamburger patty.
Is there
Everything
eggs
else
on
is the
it?
same. I can't remember.
So what makes it breakfast?
Is it just a plain cheeseburger?
It's just a cheeseburger.
It might just be a plain cheeseburger,
and
but
they just put
they put breakfast on it, and it makes it amazing.
Nobody wants salad in the morning.
I don't know.
Got that lettuce and tomato.
But like when you're extra tired and you just get some high protein breakfast sandwich thing, there's nothing better than that.
They have a Deer Creek dog too. That's like a hot dog wrapped in bacon and then deep fried, I think.
Ooh,
that's
good.
That's like it's only there. It's pretty good.
I went to one place they had it was oh man, what was it?
I don't know.
It was now I remember what it was. It was a jalapeno stuffed with cheese, wrapped in a tortilla, wrapped in bacon.
Yep.
And then deep fried.
Yep.
That sounds delicious.
So amazing. Yeah. Like the best thing ever. Oh, and then they had so they had that, but then they also had a Polish dog where they would take like the Polish hot dogs and then they would slice them in half, wrap them in bacon, and put them on a stick.
You wrap anything in bacon and it's going to be amazing.
We're just making everybody hungry at this moment. Yeah. Like this is
gas station food.
Gas station food can be good. Not all of it is. Some of it can be amazing.
Yeah,
it can be.
7-Eleven is one that's just a hit or miss within the actual gas station. Like I like their pizza because it's like $2 and real cheesy, but then like their chicken and like their other food is like kind of soggy and like
I've never had a good experience at a 7-Eleven.
No,
really.
No, it's always the ma and pa gas quick stops.
They're definitely better. Yeah,
like, I mean, you get the rollers at 7-Eleven, the roller dogs and all that.
I would definitely do Deer Creek over 7-Eleven any day.
Oh, but yeah.
If I want like cheap pepperoni pizza, 7-Eleven's not bad.
7-Eleven has really good pizza.
Deer Creek does?
Oh yeah, their pizza is super good.
The 7-Eleven has the jalapeno cheese logs, whatever I can't remember the name of them.
See, you lost me there when you said log.
That's the only way I got log. It's what it looks like. It's in with the roller dogs. I forget what they're called, but they're like the jalapeno stuff. It's like kind of like a tortilla. I don't know, but all deep fried. Like they have the Philly cheesesteak ones, but the jalapeno cheese ones are the best. Like I'll take those over anything usually.
7-Eleven used to have like fresh biscuits stuffed with sausage gravy that you could buy for a couple dollars, and they were amazing, but they discontinued them because not enough people were buying them.
I've had a recipe to make those, and I'm going to do it because you take the gravy, you make your gravy, and then you put it in an ice cube tray, freeze it, and when you lay your biscuits out, you put the ice cube in the center of it, and then you roll it together, and then you bake it. Now you have a biscuit filled with gravy.
That was amazing. They were my favorite thing. I would go in there and buy like 3 of them for breakfast.
There was a gas station on the reservation out in it was up north. It was like up by Squim. But every once in a while I used to work up there. And so we would stop when we got close to the job at that reservation in Squim. And they had like, you could get the biscuits and gravy, and they would just have like a plastic tray with you could get 2 or 4 biscuits. And then they had like the
gravy.
Yeah, I don't, but they would make it fresh in the morning, and then they would put it in one of those hot steamer, like a chafing dish, like they have the hot soup at Safeway or Fred Meyer's.
Sure. Like a pot.
And so then then you would just ladle that right on your biscuits.
Ooh.
So good.
Fresh like country gravy is
so amazing. Sausage gravy.
And it's kind of sad to say, but it's the homemade stuff isn't like the best.
It depends on who's making it.
My dad makes a mean sausage gravy.
My wife's really good too.
See, but I've never had your dad's gravy. I've had like I'm saying, like restaurants that you can go to. It's like, oh, it's homemade gravy. Usually, it's like it's not cheap brand, but it's like there's one brand of sausage gravy.
Jimmy Dean's.
No, it's not Jimmy Dean's. There's a different one.
I don't think I've ever had instant sausage gravy before.
Not instant. It comes in a can.
Canned gravy?
See, I've never had that out of a can.
Nope.
If you've eaten at a restaurant, I'm sure you've had it out of a can a couple times.
Maybe, but I've never had it knowingly.
I don't think I've ever ordered biscuits and gravy at a restaurant.
You've never gone to like a diner and had biscuits and gravy?
I don't remember. I can't remember doing that.
I get that all the time. Like
I'll usually I opt for eggs Benedict.
That's good too. Yeah, I do.
It depends on the restaurant, because some restaurants they're more unhealthy diners, and their unhealthy food's going to be amazing, and their healthy food's not going to be amazing.
Yeah, if I'm at a restaurant and I want like a savory breakfast, I'll get the eggs Benedict. Otherwise, I'll get like French toast or pancakes or a waffle or something.
Yeah, there's one restaurant that I've done the fire alarm inspection at a few times called the Buttered Biscuit, I think, and they're primarily a breakfast and lunch place, and then like the upstairs turns into dinner when dinner time comes. But one time I was there, and after we finished the inspection, it was like 10 in the morning, and we hadn't eaten yet, and they were like, "Hey, do you guys want some food?" They were just gonna give us some, and we're like, "Yeah, sure." Like, what do you got? They're like, "You like biscuits and gravy?" I was like, "Yeah." So they just gave us these 2 styrofoam trays with like 4 biscuits in there, and like probably 20 ounces of gravy. Just like it's like you open the tray and it almost falls out the tray. It was so much food.
I love sausage gravy so much.
One of the best places, and I think they're still good. I haven't had it in a long time, but Swanson's in Aberdeen. We used to get their breakfast biscuits and gravy because it was like their biscuits were like that. Like that was one biscuit, and they give you 4 of those for a full breakfast. Oh, so much food.
That's like shareable.
So good though, and it was only like $12.
Yeah,
super cheap. We used to get that when we go and clean the port down in Aberdeen. Every time. Swanson's first, and if they're still that good, I'll have to do that. I'll have to go next time I go to Aberdeen. I'm going to try it, see if they're still as good. I'll report.
Do that for us.
Yeah, everywhere I
don't
work,
want to go to Aberdeen.
I mean,
So
I don't want to go to Aberdeen either, but
there's some good restaurants over there, at least. I mean, I can't speak for the town experience, but if you're going to go there for breakfast or lunch, there's some pretty good places.
There's a couple good ones. Yeah, the Casamia is pretty good, or not Casamia. Oh crap, what's it? Casamia is the one, that chain one.
Casamia is an Italian pizza restaurant.
Yeah,
it's not that great.
No, it's not. There's one that it's an Italian restaurant up there, but it's kind of along the same line of name. I can't remember the name of it. That one's really good. It's really fancy.
Casamia's happy hour is good. You can get a large pepperoni for like $6.
Ooh. I mean, that's.
I do love a good happy hour.
Like my wife and I shared a large pie for like $6. It was amazing.
Who doesn't love a good happy hour?
I haven't been out for a happy hour in quite a while.
Yeah,
me neither. Hey,
because you're usually working.
Guess what? Next Friday,
I know.
we're gonna go for happy hour.
Happy hour.
Sometimes we would stop for a happy hour if we got done with work early, but I haven't worked with other people in so long.
Yeah, so when you finish work, you just go home.
I just go home.
You don't just go to the bar and have a beer?
No, that's sad.
Yeah.
Go by yourself.
That ain't sad.
I would go to the store and buy a 6-pack and then go home and drink it by myself.
Yeah.
I feel like that's sadder.
Well, that's more cost efficient.
I mean, yeah,
I wouldn't come home and drink it by myself. I would come home and have some with my wife.
Right. I mean,
If
like,
your wife likes beer, yeah. My wife is not a big fan of
I'll
beer.
have to get
mine
two
doesn't
things.
See, okay, is it if your wife likes alcohol? Let's say that. Mine does not like the flavor of it very much. So
she liked the mead.
yeah, she was saying, told about that. So it was pretty good.
Yeah,
and she doesn't mind mead, but she doesn't drink it like it at all.
She
hardly.
drank it like it was a shot, though. It was pretty funny. Yeah, I gave her like a little tasting glass of it, and she's like took one sip. She's like, "It's pretty good."
That's good. Oh, I got some mead that we all need to try too. I have one from Denmark. I have one from Guatemala.
Some actual Danish mead. That's awesome.
And I have one from the Asir Meadery in Everett.
So you're gonna bring a whole bunch of bottles the next weekend?
Nope. You guys have to come here for that one.
You gotta come to your house.
Yeah. This summer, you guys all gotta come here. We'll have some good meat. Oh, I'll take some.
If summer ever arrives.
Hey, Tyler, if you wanna try some of this meat, come to Ren Fair. Yeah.
I can't. I won't be able to. I'm busy.
You're busy that whole weekend?
So
I'm busy all month and all next month and probably the month after that.
Are you busy the first of next month?
Yes.
July 1st.
All day?
Yes.
Oh, I doubt all day.
He's a very busy
all day
man.
long.
All through the night.
Yeah.
You new boss.
That's me.
Yeah, you need a new one. Someone who's more lenient. Let's take some time off.
Go beg your boss for some vacation time.
Gotta talk to the customers, man.
Oh yeah.
Everybody needs everything done right now. So,
but are they willing to pay for it?
So far.
Oh, that's good. Even the fence job?
That one's not gonna go for a while.
Oh, okay. But that's okay. But they're still on board with it, though.
Yeah. Cool. They're gonna have to take out a loan for it, but
my uncle is redoing his back porch. He's putting on like an extra laundry room. It's really weird. They got this house and they took out a bathroom to make a bigger laundry room, and now they're moving the laundry room so they could put another bathroom back in, where they took the bathroom out. But it's like reworking the whole back porch. But it's like 25 around there. 1,000.
That sounds like a really good deal. Sounds like they're getting a really good deal.
1,000. It's. I mean, it's not that big, but yeah, it's especially with the price of everything nowadays. Yeah, they're getting it's pretty good. Because I'm glad that I work at Warehouser as a janitor, and they have wood that I'm like, hey, can I take that? And they're like, go ahead. Like all their crates and stuff comes in, these huge crates full of 2x4s and all that. So they just throw them out back until someone takes them or they chip them or do whatever with them. And I just got to get a little work order because junk wood, scrap.
Yeah,
but they're like 15-foot 2x4s.
Yeah,
I'm like, how much money is there?
Yeah.
The
wood's still fine.
Yeah, when I worked in the cabinet shop, we would get countertops delivered, and they would use reject countertops and as buffer pieces. And so there would be like 20-foot long countertops that were rejected because they had like a scratch in them, or the one of them, it was like they had a rolled edge on the front, but it was a really tight roll, and so the laminate kind of cracked on part of it. Not the whole thing, but it was like in a 2-foot chunk. It was cracked. But so then they just threw it away.
Oh, really?
And so we would buy like 10 countertops or whatever, and then there would be 2 extra on either end of them to keep them from getting damaged in shipping. And so I got to take some of them home, and like in my garage, I have the whole backside of the garage has a countertop all the way across, and those were reject countertops that were free. There's nothing wrong with them. I mean, other than when they made them reject, they put nails through them, so there's nail holes in the tops of them. But for the garage, that's totally fine.
Yeah, that's like that's great.
Yeah,
I
and like
love that stuff.
They're just like gonna toss. They just toss them. You know, it was just a pallet, and then they would send. So they would put those 2 countertops on either side of the ones that we bought, and then they would send them on 2 like full on 2x4 pallets of like 12-foot long, 16-foot long 2x4s, top and bottom. So then every time we ordered countertops, we would get like 6 2x4s. And so like we were saving them. And after a while, we had like a whole bunk of 16-foot 2x4s. And I built it. When work got slow, I took all of those and added on to my boss's barn, like added a new room. And I framed it all with those 2x4s that were the pallets.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
It's so cool. It's like so much is wasted. They're just like, yeah, take it. Yeah, I don't care.
We definitely live in a country of waste.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Consumerism.
Very, very much so. And I'm gonna consume this beer.
There's nothing wrong with that.
No, there's not.
Finished my rum, and now I just got a little bit of vodka left.
Little bit.
Oh,
all right. Oh man,
my special. I got this.
Ooh.
Oh, it says I don't know if you can read it. It says Dad established 2022.
Oh, nice.
Dad, cool gift.
There we go.
That's pretty cool.
My
Bobby
dad
bought me for our anniversary a couple years ago. She bought me a man crate. Have you guys seen those?
I have seen those.
It's pretty sweet. Comes like with its own crowbar and everything. I still use that little thing for little things all over the place. It's great. But it came with 2 tumblers. It says "Petted" on it, like really cool,
sweet,
etched on there, and then 2 slate coasters. There's some peanut or some not cashews. The other one, pecans. The one I don't really care for. Yeah, candy pecans, and they're kind of bitter.
I love.
I don't like most nuts. I only like peanuts and pistachios, and chocolate covered almonds.
Candied pecans are really good.
They're good, but the bitterness just gets a bit much for me because it sticks around for a while.
It'd have to be like candied chopped pecans.
Mick,
like if they're small enough and they're candied, then they're fine. But if it's a full pecan, the candy's not enough to fight the bitterness.
Do you remember the caramel peanut vendors in Chile?
Yes.
Those were so good.
Those were very delicious.
Those were so stinking tasty.
They had different flavors too. It wasn't just caramel. It was like
but those were the best
hot
ones.
nuts, and there's like 5 different varieties of them of hot nuts.
Hot nuts.
Yeah, it was like the hot dog vendors in New York, but in Chile that was like nuts.
It's peanuts.
But yeah, they would do the toffee peanuts, the hot toffee peanuts. Oh my gosh, those were so good. You could smell them from like 6 blocks away. You're like, oh yeah, we got to keep walking straight. Keep going. I don't care if the bus stop is back there. We got to keep going this way because I need to get some hot.
Find the hot nuts.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna make a decision, but I want both you guys. Okay, high or low? Which one? Which one's high? Which one's low for number wise?
For like percentage?
No. I got to roll some dice. High. Which one's high? Which one's low? Left or right?
I can't. The finger is high.
They both are high.
Okay, so your left is going to be our right. So
yeah.
I'm looking at the name.
Here, pinky or index?
Pinky.
Or pointer. Pinky. Okay, pinky. That is low or high?
That's high.
Low.
I said that what's that one called? What's the name of it?
Spirit fingers.
Spirit fingers. Yeah, I said the finger one is high. That's high.
Well,
Okay.
you said finger.
Yeah,
both my fingers.
because I just saw that the name said finger on it.
Okay. All right. We'll roll some dice here. Where's my dice? We'll use the big one.
And so, what is high and what is
not
low?
A big dice.
Okay.
This is a big dice.
Well, no, this is a weapon. That's what this is.
This is a big dice.
This will do damage. Plus, it's textured, so it'll leave a cool rope and dragon and a number on your face.
I really want to get that. I want to get that dice with 100 sides.
Oh,
that's like this big.
I mean, I have a D100.
A big one. Is it 100? It's like a giant one. Maybe it's not 100. Maybe it's like 1,000 sides. I don't remember.
So that's low. Spirit fingers is low, and then
sure.
Honorable mention is high.
I'm pretty sure that's the opposite of what we said, but
is that what you said?
Go for it.
Or whatever. Okay, which one? Whatever.
What you just said. Let's go with that.
Okay.
Move this along here.
It's a 6.
So is that low?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's okay.
You don't seem very excited.
No, I don't know why.
I wanted it to be the other one.
I don't know why I sighed like that. I think I'm confused. So that's normal. There we go.
Nice.
That was a good, crisp.
According to surveys, that is the most satisfying sound in the world.
Mm-hmm. At least to men.
Everybody who was surveyed.
Every single person?
I mean, it wasn't like a clean sweep, but they surveyed a bunch of people. And
it was a D120. That's what I was talking about. A polyhedron.
Look at that. It didn't overflow, but look at the head on it.
Look at that head.
Look at that.
That's a good head.
It bubbled. Plus, this is my sweet old Seahawks cup. Look at that.
That is vintage.
It's like 80s.
I was gonna say that's a very vintage Seahawks logo.
That's probably one of my favorite mugs I have because of that.
Now you just got to get a Sonics mug.
That would actually be really cool too.
Or what's the new Washington hockey team? Like the Dragons or something?
Krakens?
No, it's Kraken.
Krakens?
Did you see the Sounders won? They won the cup? Or their last game they did? Like the big one?
I have not been following any sports.
Oh, it was on the news. I'm not really super following
I also don't watch the news.
Well,
so
I don't watch the news or sports.
I really want to go to a hockey game though. I've never been big into hockey, but I feel like it'd be really fun to be there and with the crowd and enjoy all that. But you got to get into it too.
Yeah. See, I've been to baseball and football games.
The Dragons. Sorry to interrupt. I knew Dragons. Dragons was Seattle's XFL football team.
Oh, the XFL. Okay.
I knew there was something was a Dragons. Right. All right. Sorry.
But no, so I've been to an MLB game, many of those. And I've been to several NFL games, Seahawks. Those ones were awesome. The energy in the stadium is insane. Especially when we had the Legion of Boom, was when I went and saw them. It was absolutely insane.
Like nobody now, though.
I've never been to a basketball game because the Sonics left Seattle, and then I've never been to a hockey game, and I want to say I've been to a soccer game, but it wasn't. I don't think I have. If I've been to soccer stadiums.
If you've been to a small taco shop, you've been to a soccer game. You know.
Okay, I get it, maybe.
That's playing on max volume in the corner of the room.
You know what? Remember what's happening? The Deschutes rugby team is coming into Wildman next week. Remember? That was one thing Jason was telling us, which was weird because rugby's one that I never really got into. I knew somebody played, a girl, and dang, she'd like be bruised up and broken lips.
Rugby is like football without the safety gear.
Or pausing.
Well, they wear soft armor instead of hard armor. I think they wear like leather instead of plastic.
Not very much.
Not really. They have like knee pads and arm and elbow pads. And that's about it.
Pads and elbow pads and shin guards. Maybe.
Like, because I've looked up like rugby armor and they do have like chest pieces.
I'm sure they
it's
probably
not
do.
as big as like a football chest piece.
Like I've watched a lady like it's like slammed in the face and they just go take a drink of water and just a bunch of blood back right on the field. Like, I would be, I'd be a wuss. I'd be crying. I'd be done.
Yeah.
I can. I can handle pain, but not voluntary pain usually.
Yeah, I'm not very good at handling pain.
It is though. Like the airsoft Marco Polo, I think would be fun.
I'm not playing airsoft.
But we're not actually playing airsoft. It's just Marco Polo.
I'm not gonna get shot by an airsoft gun.
It's fun. It's like
it's not fun.
Only.
It's only about as bad as a Nerf gun that like a brand new Nerf gun that hits hard. Like
no, Nerf guns are nothing compared to airsoft.
The new ones, oh yeah, the new ones like from an airsoft pistol, it's about the same as a Nerf gun.
I've shot an airsoft pistol that can like put a hole in a tin can from like 200 feet.
Right, but that's like the professional grade ones that you CO2 or the green gas or something.
The CO2 pistol.
Like, no, you don't use those. You use the spring action ones, the crappy like Walmart ones, because it's like it's a sting.
let's just go out with a bunch of rubber band guns and have fun with like that.
See, I feel like that's worse. I feel like I remember having a figure 8
shoot farther than like 20 feet.
Yeah, so everybody's within like 10.
Just a bunch of point blank headshots.
Oh, or no, we used to use the magnums. You guys know what those ones are?
I know what a regular magnum is.
The red ones, the ones that like are normally that big, and when you stretch them, they're like, yeah. You get plopped with one of those right in the stomach, you get a nice figure 8.
Nice.
From about belly button to nips, like it's a good one.
Yeah, I've seen.
I don't have any desire to be shot at by anything.
Any projectile at all?
Nothing. Yeah.
Only photons. Laser tag only.
Not even that.
Ah, come on.
It's so fun though.
Laser tag is amazing. My bachelor party was like one of the funnest nights of my life.
Yeah, but it was for you.
Yeah, but it was still fun.
It was fun. But it was it was very Calvin specific.
We did laser tag, and then we played Smash Bros. In a giant inflatable projector outside. That was my bachelor party.
And ate a lot of pizza.
Lots of pizza and root beer.
Nice. See, so this will be something for the podcast, Tyler. It'll be content for the podcast. So it's not just, something we're just going to go do.
And get out of your comfort zone for the podcast.
So what, are you going to hire somebody to follow us around with a camera?
Do it for the vibe.
Or are you just going to do it and then you plan on us talking about it?
We're going to get GoPros.
Oh, I have a GoPro, or we could have a camera. I'm sure Colin would be happy to hold the camera.
It'll be this same setup that we have right now, but it's going to be our GoPro footage of us shooting each other.
No, just like the video I sent you guys, where one person just standing there while 3 guys are being quiet. One guy's blindfolded. See, I'd rather do airsoft than paintball. Paintball is bad. Like, that hurts.
Yeah, no, that hurts really bad. I wouldn't want to do either one. I'm going to say right now, I will not do either one.
All right, fine.
Do it for the Vine, Tyler.
Vine's dead. I'm sorry.
Vine is dead.
Vine's dead. I won't say do it for TikTok because you're not on TikTok.
Also, I ain't gonna do it.
Do it for the cast.
So I mentioned it. The what about being shot by Colin, and I have like scars from it. That was only because he was literally like here from me, and he had a CO2 Glock and went, oh, because it's Colin.
That's a classic Colin move.
Yeah, and I was in like one of those tall like outside wicker chairs too, and it was right as I was taking a sip of my beer. So one of them went through the bottom side of my can, and then I got hit like in the arm a couple times, and then I fell backwards. But then I still like, you killed my full beer that I just opened. That was what I was most mad about. I was like, man,
that's alcohol abuse.
it was a full tall boy I just opened.
That's like you spilling that mead at the Wildland Brewery,
right?
That was good.
When I showed Bobby, like, oh, look this cut I did. Look at this, gonna be funny. She's like, as soon as that disclaimer came on,
my wife, she was like, "What happened?" I was like, "Just watch." And then you spilled the meat. She's like, "Oh, I get it."
And it's funny because you said it was abuse, right? Like 2 seconds after that,
alcohol abuse. Yep. That's what you call it when you spill alcohol.
It is. Yeah, unless it's bad alcohol, because
then it deserved it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, even bad alcohol has its uses.
I mean, 211 works really good for cleaning car parts. So is Everclear. Everclear is cheaper than most like parts cleaners.
And wounds, cleaning wounds.
Yeah, I mean, hydrogen peroxide is pretty cheap.
Right, but that's not what you should use.
No, I use hydrogen peroxide on wounds
for some of them, yeah.
Yeah, it lifts because it bubbles up, so it'll lift the dirt out of it.
It kills. But
then
bacteria,
and then to like not really cauterize it, but
no, you do hydrogen peroxide and then Neosporin. Neosporin after the hydrogen peroxide, and then you bandage it up.
Mm-hmm. There was a doctor that I saw talking about
it. If it's a really deep, like a really, really, like if it's a big cut, you won't want to put hydrogen peroxide in it.
No,
that'd be bad.
No. Yeah, that's. It just is.
It wouldn't really do much, but it would hurt really bad.
Yeah, I think it
hurt. And it could actually, if I remember right, doesn't it like put air bubbles in the blood or something like that?
I feel like it like stops the actual like healing. If it's a deeper one, it doesn't. It stops it from healing as much as it could, because it's like, it turns white and it kills all the stuff that it's touching, basically.
Yeah.
So it like
depends.
Yeah.
Like if
it's
there's something if there's something in your wound that could possibly get you infected,
and that's where you use it.
Then the hydrogen peroxide, it doesn't matter if it kills a little bit of your skin.
I don't know. I've had I think, is that one? That might still be something. You have a little spot like right there. That's something I got in there in my hand a long time ago. It's never come out. It's just like a little black spot.
It's just part of you now.
Yeah, just in there. My dad's got a 22 in his belly.
Oh wow!
When he was young and dumb, and he decided to whack a 22 with a hammer, and it shot him in the stomach.
Ouch!
Yep.
Instant karma.
He's like, ah. He also at one point had with my uncle, they had some blasting caps, and their old house had those just, old single pane windows, and he was playing with them, and he lit one off, and it shattered the window, but it like peppered him with the glass. And when my dad and grandpa like ran up there upstairs, like, what's going on? He's like, nothing. And also these little blood spots started like popping up all over his shirt.
That's bad.
Yep. That's like when I cut my wrist. Well, the top of my wrist.
Okay.
Top of my wrist.
Yeah, I remember when that happened.
With my window. It peeled back, and I was able to look at it, and I could see like 3 layers down into my skin for like a good 15 seconds before it started bleeding.
You were bouncing off of the window.
I was standing on my windowsill and hitting my window with my butt and falling onto my bed.
And then you shattered it.
I shattered the inner pane of the window all over my bed.
Yeah. And then you fell on it.
Tons of steel.
Well, I hit the bed first. But I only got cut right there.
But speaking of the blasting cap, my grandfather and my 2 uncles used to, because my grandfather worked for, and still does work for, a blasting company.
Cool.
And so my 2 uncles, when they were younger, and my grandfather, they would like bring stuff home from work and like build these crazy things in the garage. And my younger uncle tells this story about my grandpa and his older brother building a cannon in the garage, out of like 2-inch steel pipe, and they put gunpowder in it and like a ball bearing or something in it, and I don't remember what else. They put some other explosives in it, like nitrous or nitro or something. I don't know. It was crazy. But my uncle, what's really funny is my younger uncle, whenever he's telling a story, he's always standing away from them and eating a bowl of cereal in the story. And so he was telling this story. He was looking at them in the garage, standing in the kitchen. They had a sliding glass door that looked at the garage, and he was standing inside the house. Door was closed, but he was looking through the sliding glass door about 6 inches away from it, watching them do something because they were about to light off the cannon for the first time. And so they like are like standing away, and they go to light it off, and like a 10-foot flame comes out of the front of it, this massive explosion. And my uncle said that the sliding glass door, he was standing there and he watched the glass like bend in and like almost touch the bowl in his hand.
And they're fireable too. Yeah, they're what? I think they're both 30 cal.
Oh yeah, my the uncle who was always eating cereal, he got one of those as an anniversary gift. But yeah, we got to shoot it.
Which style was it? Was it like the Garrison, or was it the like cavalry?
I can't remember.
What was it, like, 2 wheels, or was it like on a ship?
I think it was the cavalry one.
Longer, a little bit longer.
Yeah.
Okay, bro.
Yeah.
Those are so cool. I touched off my one little bit ago just to to make sure I have my fuses working and everything. But I got those 2 little ones. I'll have to bring those.
Those are really fun.
I got a bunch of black powder. We'll have to shoot them off. Really fun.
My dad and my brother built a cannon out of much less deadly things than those cannons. They made it out of PVC pipe.
The air cannon?
It was PVC pipe and compressed air, and it could shoot.
That's still super deadly.
But not like fireball, like nitrous explode your house.
No, but it would still kill you.
Yeah, I'm not talking about the projectile. I'm talking about what makes the cannon go.
Mm-hmm.
It's
compressed air is super dangerous.
One of my friends used to work at a metal fabrication place, and they'd have to, punch out the quarters. But the machine that they used to punch it out, it had the air release to pop them out, and they'd have the garage door shut, and that's what they would do, is they'd let it go, and then it would almost go through it. But every once in a while, they would open it up and kind of angle the pipe up and shoot them over the highway.
Yeah.
No, I remember that air cannon. Me and your brother shooting. We put marbles in it one time.
Yeah.
And then we stuffed because the marbles were smaller than the pipe.
Mm-hmm.
So if you just put the marble in it and then released it, they would just kind of basically just fall out of the end. And so I was like, no, you got to put a plug in it first. And so we wadded up one of his socks and stuffed it in there, and then put a marble in it and fired it off at a sheet of 3/4-inch plywood. And the marble went through the plywood from 70 feet away.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah, that thing could shoot rocks into the stratosphere. They went over the trees and were gone.
That was fun. That was a lot of fun.
When I was younger, my dad showed us, my cousins stayed with us for a summer. What they used to do when they were kids, they'd take some copper pipe and then they'd bend it so you had a pistol, and you'd take a firecracker and you kind of pull the fuse over the end of it, and you light it, and then you drop marble in it, and now you got a pistol. So he showed us oh yeah, you guys can do this. So we spent a summer shooting off bottle rockets and marbles at each other.
Yeah.
And using black cats. Black cats have that extremely fast fuse, so you can flick them real fast if you're good. But every once in a while, you get that one where you're right in your ear and it go. And it wouldn't hurt either, because it was it's just a black cat, so it's
just loud.
Mm-hmm.
We threw poppers to each other a lot. Those little white.
Those are fun. I used to
Mm-hmm.
snap those.
Yeah.
Those are fun.
Yeah, we used to throw those at each other.
Yeah.
Nothing like getting a bottle rocket sent at you though.
Yeah, no, we didn't do
I don't think I've ever shot a bottle rocket.
We don't do that. We will do that, Tyler. I'll just show up to your house and drive by bottle rockets.
Do it for the cast.
Yeah.
Actually, I thought it'd be really fun. You know those like bricks of like rockets.
You thought it'd be fun to throw a brick through Tyler's window?
No, no.
I got you on record saying that.
You hurt me. You know the bricks of rockets. You light it and it goes ding, ding, you know, fires them off. I thought it'd be really fun to make a rocket launcher with those because those are the exact same size as like one of those square blind boxes. So you put that in there, and then you could have like a mounted light the fuse, and now you can see where those rockets go. Like a miniature AA. Be pretty fun.
I've never shot off rockets before, or fireworks, or anything like that. Just the compressed air cannon and a BB gun and rubber band guns.
You've never like shot a real gun or anything like that?
I did shoot one of my uncle's guns one time in his backyard, but it was like a small gun. And I shot. No, it was a rifle, but it was a
22
small caliber. Yeah, it's probably like a 22.
Bullet was about that big.
Yeah, I don't know. I didn't see the bullet. I just saw the hole it made.
Oh, okay. Well, we're gonna have to get together and shoot then, because I got some stuff.
Yeah,
it's gonna be fun. There's nothing funner than going out and just like shooting some clay pigeons or models. It's just fun, or even just mag dumping. That's got to be one of the funnest things. I went out the other day. Like I said in the last one, went out and shot, but I had only loaded like 3 rounds into my one rifle, and then I had my other mag with a couple rounds in it. So I did do like switch mag real fast just to see if I could do it. And it was really fun to be like, oh, it's out. And then really fast. And then try to do it without it jamming. Yeah. And then being mad that I didn't hit the target. So I just pulled my pistol and just dumped 10 rounds. And I still missed.
Yeah.
It's really fun to do.
I mean, I'm really good shot at laser tag, but I don't know how I am with an actual gun.
Oh, well,
have you ever been actual scat shooting? Like at an actual gun range?
Did you say scat shooting?
Yeah, where they shoot the clay pigeon out into the air and you got to shoot it. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that. I didn't know.
Skeet shooting, scat shooting.
It's skeet.
Is it skeet?
Scat is
skeet shooting.
Scat is.
I know that.
Someone's just.
But it also is like a disc that looks like.
Yeah, they just launch cat poop in the air and you blow it up.
Skeet shooting.
I mean, if you go to Seattle, you have so many things you could use. Just any of those little terminals. You got so many bags.
Well, you could use like a cow pie. That's basically a clay pigeon.
That's what I was thinking. A cow pie is kind of in the same shape as a clay pigeon.
You shoot cow pie in the air.
Frisbees.
Blow it up.
Yeah. But no, have you ever been skeet shooting?
Me or Mick?
I have not.
I know that you.
Yeah, I said I haven't shot anything.
I have some clay pigeons, but I've never actually been like out with the whole like mechanism and stuff to like flick them out there.
Okay.
I've just set them up and blasted them, but
yeah,
it's really fun when they move. It's really fun.
Yeah,
I probably missed all of them.
Well, then I think I can get, or my dad might even have one of the handheld pigeon throwers.
Oh yeah,
and I have a box of clay pigeons and a 12 gauge. We could go out and blast.
Yeah, I'm not good at throwing them. But my grandpa took me out to the gun range and we, it's basically, it's like the driving range. If you go to a golf driving range, you just everybody stands in a line and you just call out, you say pull really loud. Mm-hmm. And then it automatically just like shoots a clay pigeon out in front of you and then you got to shoot it.
Nice.
I was really good. I think I got 75 out of 100.
Oh, dang. That's pretty good.
I'd probably miss most of them.
I mean, you are shooting with buckshot, so you do have a broad range of...
It was bird shot, not buckshot.
Buckshot
is a slug.
Would destroy something.
No,
that's deer slug.
No, the slug's different. Buckshot is your standard pellets. Birdshot.
Oh yeah,
birdshot
right. Birdshot is a bigger pattern though, smaller.
Yeah, birdshot's the smaller pellets.
To shoot pigeons.
I have a couple 22s that are birdshot, which is really weird.
So like if you actually hit a bird with birdshot, would the bird just explode?
No, it just.
No, if you hit a bird with buckshot, it would explode.
All right, so we'll land on this story because we're getting about time. My uncle, when they were really, really little, they grew up in Idaho. He got a 12 gauge from my grandpa as a special gift, and they went out hunting. They were going to go get some grouse, and it was my dad, my uncle, and I think it was my other uncle, and they were walking through the woods, and they heard something, and my uncle was one that had the 12 gauge, and went, "Oh, there's one," and he turned and he pulled the trigger, but that grouse was probably 5 feet away from him. Mm-hmm. So he turned, and then it was just feathers. Like, well, that you got it.
Yep, it's dead.
My uncle shot.
It's been erased from this plane of existence.
My uncle shot a rabbit with a 12 gauge one time with a slug in it.
Oh,
he got it, and there was no more rabbit.
Yeah.
And he was, it was like he'd never there. His friend was like, "Hey, we should go get a rabbit. That sounds good. Like, have you ever eaten rabbit?" And he's like, "No." He's like, "Well, let's go get a rabbit." And so he just grabs a 12 gauge and he shoots it, and there was no more like it was just all of the. There was nothing to eat.
Just the whole
ground. And and that was the last time he's hunted anything. He felt so bad.
After he blew up, he exploded a rabbit. He's like, "That's enough hunting for me."
He was like, "That was what a waste! Like, I just killed it for nothing."
Yeah,
I feel so bad.
It kind of tears on you if you don't.
I mean, it was most likely a painless death. At least there was no suffering.
Well, yeah,
you hope so.
It did not suffer. It was instantaneous.
It blinked and it was gone.
All right. Well, on that note of bunny death, we're gonna go ahead and end it. Again, stick around and listen, because you're not gonna hear Dusty Cubby as much as we love them, but you're gonna hear Power Paladin and their amazing song Craven the Hunter, which is the first song off of their album. Go and check it out, and bye.
Bye.
Ciao.